Pokemon Sun and Moon news. I've got to say this is probably really some of the best news we've received and probably the most information we've received about actual things that are pretty important. So first of all, we got the confirmation of Alolan Persian, which we did get through the data mine of the demo. I'm not going to be going over any of the stuff that was in there, just because I prefer to keep it full on my channel, full actual stuff that's been confirmed. So Alolan Persian has like this huge head where it's like a big ego. That's what I kind of like about it. It's a dark type now, the classic cat Pokemon with fur coat and technician. The round face of Alolan Persian is a symbol of the rich Alola region and is held to be a Pokemon of great beauty. I can really disagree with that. It is such a distinctive Pokemon of the Alola region that all Persian are well protected and strict inspections are required before tourists can be permitted to take one back to their home region. It usually puts on a refined act, but once a battle begins, it will indulge in the most underhanded of tactics, including surprise attacks, trickery, and even foul play. Yet its haughty personality causes it to underestimate its opponents and often taken by their counterattacks. I mean, not really to say too much about it. I mean, it's not that interesting in my opinion. I mean, it just looks a little different. Next, we got the only reveal of the well, I mean, it's not the only new Pokemon, but like the biggest reveal of the new Pokemon, Cosmog, the Nebula Pokemon. It is a psychic type, apparently. I'm still looking at this information like brand new. It has the ability Unaware, and so there have been theories, believing that this Pokemon can evolve into the two legendaries because it looks very similar to what they have on their heads, which is there's not too much known about it, I guess. This extremely rare Pokemon is known to only a select few in Alola. At one time, it was known only by the kings of Alola and their heirs, and it was called the Child of the Stars. The Aether Foundation is researching this unusual Pokemon, and one of the professors at the Foundation recently dubbed it Cosmog. Cosmog is very curious and shows no fear of people or Pokemon. If you treat it with any consideration at all, it will take an immediately liking to you. This personality trait often leads it into danger. Its gaseous body is so lightweight that it is sent flying when the wind blows. When the light falls on this Pokemon, Cosmog absorbs it and grows. What could that mean? So it's very possible that this is supposed to be like the legendary, but which is again a theory that people have. Like in the trailer, which of course is linked in the description below, it was shown like you're protecting it from, I think, like some flying Pokemon. I'm not 100% sure on that. For the starters, we got the confirmation of the Chinese leaks, technically speaking, and I've got to say I'm pretty happy with that because I actually liked all the designs for the Chinese leaks. The only thing I'm really confused about is Rowlett's evolution. So I believe it's pronounced Decideway or Decidei. But anyways, I really like this design. I think I've mentioned it. Like I've mentioned that I liked them before, but I never showed them. And I'm gonna say I really like this design. Only thing that confuses me is it becomes Grass and Ghost, which is a bit interesting since it was Grass Flying, and everyone's like, oh, why would they change it? That makes no sense. And then here they change it into Grass Ghost. Now, the typing, I mean, it's an interesting choice. Definitely, I'm still probably gonna use Rowlet because this is definitely my favorite design by far. But yeah, it's known as the Arrow Coil Pokemon, and so it has a signature move. All of the starters have signature moves, which looks like a new thing that they're going to be doing ever since Gen 6. And it's called Spirit Shackle. Is a ghost-type physical move that only Decideway can learn. Opponent hit with this move will become unable to flee from battle or switch out for an ally. So it's like, yeah, you just can't switch out. And so like has it uses like its wings as a bow, and this right here is like a feather, so arrow, sorry. And so it just looks amazing, and I've got to say it definitely is my favorite. It might actually be one of my top favorite starter designs by far, just because of how it looks, and I've got to say I just love this design. So next up we've got Ensinar Roller, which is the first firefighting type. Ha, just kidding. It's not a firefighting type. It's fire dark. I tricked you guys. Ha. But no. If you guys remember back in, actually, I think when the starters were announced, even I predicted, okay, here's gonna be their typings when they evolve fully. What happens? It's exactly that, except for Decideway, which is Grass Ghost. Incineroar is Fire Dark, just like I said, and as Papio's final stage is Water Fairy, just like I predicted also. And this is called the Heal Pokemon. It just looks like it's going for a Slam Dunk. Definitely looks really nice. And so its special move is called Darkest Lariat, and it's a dark type physical move that only Incineroar can learn. And it allows Incineroar to deal damage while ignoring the effects of any stat changes that the target might otherwise be affected by, like, I'm guessing Double Team, Intimidate, whatever. Well, whatever. Um, and so, yeah, if a crowd is watching it battle is pumped up, Incineroar's fighting spirit will burn brighter. But a lackluster crowd will make it lose focus or fight shoddily. When it receives the admiration of young Pokemon and children, it may keep up its cold attitude on the outside, but in its heart of hearts, Incineroar is immensely happy. It loses the desire to fight when faced with a Pokemon that's clearly weak or injured, and it sometimes gets taken advantage of as a result. And that just reminds me of Ash's Charizard now. And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of Ash's Pokemon now. I called it here, remember. I said that back when I called their typings. I say it again now. And lastly, we have Primarina. Primarina. It's definitely Marina. Primarina. This soloist Pokemon, Water Fairy, and it looks like a siren. And I've got to say, definitely one of the nicest looking water type designs. I mean, the water types have a pretty good design, but I've got to say this is more one that's towards beauty, in my opinion. Sparkling Area is a water type special move that only Primarina can learn, and it heals the burns of any target it strikes. It also is an hack, but what's interesting is how this is the only one that has the signature move based off of its primary typing. The other ones, it's a ghost and dark special move. This is a water one, so that's a bit weird. As it dances, Primarina releases balloons of water into the air around itself, moving them using the sound waves from its voice. The sight of moonlight reflecting off its glittering balloons creates a magical scene. Since Primarina controls its balloons using its voice, any injury to its throat can become a grave problem. Its greatest enemies are arid environments and the overuse of its voice during back-to-back battles. Primarina's songs have many variations, and each one changes the motions of its balloons. It has been observed that the songs are shared among Primarina living together, so different colonies end up knowing different songs, which is pretty cool, and I doubt we'll be seeing that. But yeah, that is the starters, and I've got to say, this is a very nice looking set of starters. Again, this is another set of starters that all of them have secondary typings. The only other time that has happened is 6th gen, and also in 4th gen. So Sinnoh and Kalos. So this is the third set of starters with full on secondary typings, which is pretty interesting actually. But yeah, definitely I'm gonna be getting Decidueye and Rowlet just because I kind of like that, and this will actually be my first time getting a grass type Pokemon. Normally I go for the fire type, but lately I've changed that. I went for Froakie and Kalos just because Froakie is, in my opinion, the best one. And now it looks like Decidueye might be the best one in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for the Now we're going to be talking about the Guardian Deities, which all 4 were revealed officially. So before we only knew Tapu Koko, which was the guardian of the first island, which is Mele Mele Island. And so, you know, here I have this. But I actually find the Guardians to be very interesting. And so I have a note made for it, which I'll explain afterwards. But first, let's look at the first one, known as Tapu Lili, Tapu Lele, however you want to pronounce it. It's a psychic and fairy. Each of them are fairy typings, which is a bit strange since they more look like steel, but whatever. I'm cool with it. They each have a surge ability. This one has Psychic Surge. Um, Psychic Surge is an ability that only Tapu Lele has. With Psychic Surge, the field will be turned into a psychic terrain when Tapu Lele appears in battle, boosting the power of any psychic type moves used on the ground and preventing them from being hit by priority moves. Which is, you know, there's different terrains like grassy terrain and electric terrain. They had to create a few new ones, which, I mean, is interesting. There is legend which says that long ago, Tapu Lele once brought an end to war between the island of Alola by scattering its scales and soothing the tired warriors. If Tapu Lele doesn't have much energy stored in its shell, it may lack the strength to seize victory in a head-on battle. With this in mind, it tends to prioritize not losing a battle over actually beating a foe, and it's skilled at strategies such as inflicting status conditions on opponents. Nature's Madness slams a target with all of Nature's Rage, reducing the target's HP by half. Psychic Terrain is a move no Pokemon was previously able to learn, and using it will boost the power of any Psychic-type move used on the ground and preventing them from being hit by priority moves. So it also gets Nature's Madness, which I believe is like this special move between all the Tabus. I'm not 100% sure. But here is how it looks like. I've got to say, it looks more nicer. Tapu Koko seems more aggressive, if you understand what I mean. More like battle-focused. This one definitely seems more nicer. And then here, we are about to... here's Taboo Bulu, which looks even more aggressive and more like a bull and interesting. Like, each time I see the design, I can understand it better where it's coming from. Like, at first, I completely dislike the design. I've got to be honest. Now, like, this is my third or fourth time looking at it. And it's like, I mean, the design's creative. I get where they're trying to make, but, you know, it's cool. It's cool. This one is Grass Fairy, interestingly enough, with Grassy Surge. Grassy Surge just creates the grassy terrain, where it'll, grass-type powers moves are boosted, and restoring a bit of HP each turn. It also has the damage taken from moves Earthquake, Magnitude, and Bulldoze. And it can learn Nature's Madness, and yeah. Taboo Bulu does not like unnecessary battles or frightening other Pokemon. Because of this, it makes a loud ringing noise with its tail to alert those nearby of its presence. Although Taboo Bulu may not like to start battles, it shows no mercy when dealing with evildoers. It said that when thieves once broke into its ruins, it punished them by swinging trees around like massive clubs. Dang. And lastly, we have the nicest looking one, in my opinion at least. I've got to say this probably, like, by design, this might be my favorite one. Tapu Koko probably close second, but yeah. This is Taboo Feeney, the water fairy with Misty Surge. And if you don't know where that's going, well, it just creates a water terrain, or a misty terrain, having the damage taken by Pokemon on the ground from Dragon-type moves and preventing them from being afflicted with status conditions or confusion. So there's, like, all these different terrains now, and definitely, like, very interesting in my opinion. Taboo Feeney is able to attack by manipulating water. Since it hates to risk harm to itself during battle, it prefers to create a thick fog that puts opponents into trance and leads them to destroy themselves. Taboo Feeney's expression remains listless even when it's unleashing moves. Some people say that it might look this way because using its moves is so exhausting. Pokemon's Nature Madness, yeah. And so here, again, I'll just show you their color schemes and their typings one more time before I get into this. And I mentioned this a little bit when Tapu Koko was announced, so if you look back at that video, you'll see where I'm coming from. Electric type, yellow. Pink, psychic. Greenish, orangish, grass. Purple, bluish, water. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. We also got the names of all the islands. Tapu Koko is the guardian on Mele Island, which I said was Yellow Island when translated in Hawaiian. Tapu Lele, the psychic type, is on Akawa Island. Akawa is pink in Hawaiian. Tapu Bulu, the grass one, is on Ula Ula Island, meaning red. Tapu Feeney, the water one, is on Pony Island, purple in Hawaiian. My original prediction was it would be yellow, red, blue, green, based off the original 4 games. It doesn't look that way. It looks based off of the colors of the Pokemon itself, which is, I guess, still pretty interesting. So, we've got Yellow Island, Pink Island, Red Island, and Purple Island, which is interesting enough. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a cool way to name them, at least. I'm not sure if the Koko, Lele, Bulu, Feeney is, like, significant in any way, but yeah. Speaking of the Tapus, I should probably mention that each of them have the same special Z move, which allows for them to, they summon, like, this humanoid creature without a head, and then they connect to it and become the head, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's it for the Guardian Deities. There is one more really cool thing that we do. So here we have the last thing that we need to talk about, which is known as the Battle Tree. The Battle Tree is this place where you can, like, battle trainers from around the world. from all the other regions specifically. So here, if you can't tell who this is, well, this one's more easier to tell than this one. But the battle tree, where strong opponents await. Somewhere in the lower region, you'll find the battle tree, a place where those trainers who have completed their island challenge, or who are strong enough to have done so, battle one another. All the trainers you encounter at the battle tree are strong. It seems you might even encounter 2 battle prodigies from the Kanto region. So here you have Blue, Gary, Green, whatever you want to call him. He's easier to identify, and he has all these summer clothes. Then you have Red, who's harder to identify, and apparently he still is silent in these games, but oh well. Okay, so in here at the battle tree, you can scout an opponent you've won against, so that they can partner with you in future battles. You may even be able to battle some familiar faces. So I believe they showed only 2, or they showed 4 different people. They showed Blue and Red, or Gary and Red, whatever you want to call them. They showed Cynthia, and also they showed Wally. So here you can see in a multi-battle, you're battling with Cynthia. And so I'm guessing this is like the battle resort type of deal. And here you have Wally, just like how he looked in, similar to how he looked in the most recent games. And so they get this new Alolan feel. And so that's pretty cool. And now, the part that we've been all waiting for, the Pokemon League. In the regions that have served as the setting for your adventures so far in the Pokemon series, the ultimate stage for battle has always been a place called the Pokemon League. The Pokemon League is where the Elite Four, 4 Pokemon trainers and powerful Pokemon partners, and the champion, who reigns as the top of all trainers, await challengers. A challenger who defeats the Elite Four and the champion will be hailed as the new champion of the Pokemon League. In a lower region, the setting of Pokemon Sun and Moon, there is no Pokemon League yet. What? What, Nintendo? What? But it seems that there are plans to construct one on the peak of a certain mountain. After the growth you achieve through completing the Island Challenge, will the day come when you take on the Pokemon League to become the strongest trainer? So by the looks of it, no matter what you do, even if you play the game and beat it within like an hour, which I highly doubt you can do, unless you hack, then the game technically does take place over a multitude of time. And so apparently by the looks of it, like, they've shown, oh yeah, you can't even go in where they're trying to build it. But yeah, they're trying to build the mountain, or they're trying to build the Elite Four, and I'm guessing by the time you're done with the island trials and whatever, then you can take on the Elite Four. Now, I don't know if any of the trainers, that you can battle along in the battle tree, like, that we've seen in past years. By that, I mean, like, Red, Blue, Cynthia, Wally, all those. I don't know if they get Alolan Pokemon or Alolan forms, if they have Alolan form Pokemon that can be in Alolan form. I don't know about that. That'd be interesting to see. But I mean, I'm guessing that we get to see some of our old rivals, get to see some of our old the people that we used to play as, other champions. That just be really cool to see how, especially like, I like how they did with Red and Blue, how they actually like changed their clothes, made them more Alolan like. But it was just funny to see Red and Blue talking with, your trainer. And then, Red answers ... And Blue's just like, really? Still silent as ever, Red? Come on, man. So that was just funny to see. But really, that's it for this episode, or this video. Make sure to check out the official trailer down below. And if you guys haven't already, please do check out my Pokemon Fire Randomizer Nuzlocke. I've been working really hard on it, trying to get it completed. It'd always be nice to, see what you guys think about it. So make sure to leave a like if you like this video and all this news, because we did get quite a bit. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. I will be making news whenever more Pokemon Sun and Moon news comes out. But until then, see you guys all next time. Peace.